Hey guys, and welcome to the Men's Forum.
Your guide to being a better man.
Here we talk about everything to do with dealing with the nuances of life as a man.
This is your safe space to finding solutions to any problem you could be facing as a man.
We're your hosts, Rajveer and Shaleen, and today we're going to be getting to know each other and asking each other really deep, uncomfortable questions.
Yeah, so let's go to the next question. So how has your cultural family background shaped you as a man today in terms of your thought processes, who you're today, your practices?
That's a deep question. Whoa. And I have a lot to share about it, but I need to gather so many of my thoughts on it. So I come from a Sikh family background, but my family, even though my parents are religious, they've been very open-minded. There was a lot of love in the way this brought us up. So if us guys in our practice of religion, we deterred, they wouldn't shame us about it. They would be open, and we would have an open conversation as to why religiously that deterring was wrong.
They're probably also adjusting with
the times.
With the times. Right?
Yeah, with the times. Yes, and so they've never really, used religion to
Because
stop us from...
again, also religion. Sorry, I'm just adding on to what you're mentioning. Religion it has boundaries, right?
Yes.
So that's the difference between spirituality and religion. That religion sometimes bounds you. Number two, these books were written. These books were written a lot of years ago when back in the day they didn't have digital stuff, the chase of money, trade, businesses, and all this. So those books were written then. Those religious books should be adjusted to how we live life right now.
Yes.
Yeah, it's quite different.
I thank you. Actually, you've helped me a lot with where I'm going. This thing of bounds, boundaries. Sometimes as a person, when you want to do certain things, when you're bound by religion, then you can't step over that boundary, and you're like, okay, I can't do this. And I feel like my family never really let me experience too much of those. So I was saying, they weren't strict with those boundaries. It's like, okay, step over that boundary, see what that does for you. But then if it's not something that works with you, we'll bring you back. Adventuring, for example, I started tying my hair back, and I stopped wearing the turban, and they never really shamed me for it. There was a lot of love, and there was a lot of understanding that it's difficult to go out in the sun in the coast wearing a turban, and then you get that ugly tan, and I'm jumping in the sea every now and then. True. And my turban's sometimes I would have scenes in the videos where I would dive into the water with my turban, and then my turban comes off. And it's like, okay, do we kind of want to show that, or would it just be better off if I tie my hair back? And they didn't use the boundaries of religion to be like, no, you must have your turban on. They understood. So there's been a lot of love and compassion in that sense with my family. And I also think maybe through Sikhism as a religion, or I'm not sure, maybe life lessons or something, there's been a lot of openness between my parents and us guys as kids. Nice. In communicating to each other. So I'll be able to tell my mom and dad something really deep about myself, something that a lot of kids say, oh, I would never share that with my parents. And I'm like, but they're really good
I've
friends.
seen your family is really, really close to each other. It's nice.
Yeah. I don't know how they did it. I honestly don't. They found the perfect balance between keeping us disciplined and keeping us on the right track, but still giving us that space of being really good friends. So in the night, I'll go to my entire family. I'll just be like, good night, I love you. Even my sis, good night, I love you. I remember even when we were kids, every single night, all siblings, we would go and kiss our parents on the cheek, say good night, love you, sleep well, and that's something that's carried on till now. So
beautiful. That's amazing. You're a lot of you're a lucky man.
Yeah, because
a lot of people don't get
a chance. I remember even my ex was telling me this. She's like, you are one of the luckiest guys. I cannot tell my parents I love you.
Even for me, when we had dinner one of the days, I'm like, this is too good to be true, right? Because okay, I've not experienced that in my life.
Oh
Sadly.
yeah, the time when you sat with my yeah.
And your dad's an amazing guy. Even your mom is super friendly. She's got so much like loving energy. Yeah? It's very nice. But no, I get you. You know, I think even I was lucky. My parents evolved with the times, and if we wanted to go out and break some rules, they were okay.
Yeah.
You know, before it was like only my dad can drink. You know, but yeah. Then with times, my mom would have a glass of wine. Then when I started drinking, I had no fear because I could tell them openly and be like, hey, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be that spring that is press, don't do. And then I will go out there and I'll explore probably all the drugs. All the alcohol.
Yeah, exactly.
Because when I'm out there drinking and all that, or for example, drinking, now I'm like, that is where it stops. It's not going beyond that.
Not going beyond that.
But if you, like, put me in a cage and be like, no. The moment you let me loose, my friend, I am going to go and explore everything that is there.
I guess it's like a human rebelliousness. Yeah, it's just natural.
I think from what you've said is, what I can add into it is, I think one good thing with Indian communities is the value system.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
How we are brought up in terms of teaching. Some of these things make sense now.
Yeah.
Your parents would be like, don't do this, whatever. But some of those value systems that are brought down from generations to generations, yes, it's always going to be tweaked here and there. Because, of course, now we have this technology evolution and revolution. Things will change. But your value systems that are there.
And I think what I deeply love about our values is family is at the core of it. Like as Indians, family is at the core of it. Like, we still live with our parents.
Yeah.
But then you have like in the Western world where you're 20 and you're like moving out of home.
Well, I think by 18 they're out.
Yeah, by 18 you're out, I think I love the value of just family.
And
the
also
root of everything. Look
at the bigger picture, right? Why this family stay together. If I had my own house, if my brother had his own house and my mom had her own house, there is 3 rentals.
Oh yeah.
That is 3 base rates of the KPL, the electricity, base rates of water. No matter what, it has to be paid.
Yes.
So again, it's like triple expenses, which we can resolve probably in 1.5 if we're all together. So some things were smart. Some things when they tell us not to do, there was a reason behind it. So that is one way I see now family settings why they stay together. And also number 2, help. One day I can probably not be able to get the groceries. I can call up, please sort it out. Or maybe they can't. They're busy somewhere. Sort it out. And it's like a unified partnership. And
it's a big partnership. Yeah, it's a massive partnership of everyone just like helping each other.
And everyone plays their roles. Yeah, and it's like the institution. Everyone is doing their roles. And one thing I think I have learned from family, my mother is she has the ability to absorb pain. That woman, wow, going through all that she's going through in life, but she's stood by because of me and my brother.
Oh yeah. She is strong.
I have learned strength. I have learned strength from her. And she, she prays every day. She wakes up at 3:30 in the morning and she was
telling me the other day about manifestation. Yeah. So she's like, I manifest.
Yeah. So that has been her. So her meditations and her prayers and her manifestation, that's her way of doing it. I never knew she's that spiritual now till like when we started our journey, and now I'm like, okay, I see where she comes from. She'll go to the Buddha temple and just sit and meditate. She'll go to any temple. She can even go to the church. She doesn't have a problem. But yeah, she's such a spiritual being. And so now I'm seeing my mom in a whole different light. It's nice.
That's really cool. But what about you?
For me, I think I sadly came from a very abusive family. So
okay, so that answer remains the same, I guess, right, as one of the first questions that we spoke about.
Yeah, so I don't want to dig deep into it again, but I've learned so much.
Has religion ever played like something, any role in your life?
So religion, yes, it's been a good guidebook for me to. There was a point where I didn't even believe in God.
Okay,
we've not spoken about this. So me being thrown out of school, life not working out, I just stopped. I wasn't an atheist, but I knew that there's a very supreme energy out there that is will look out after me, maybe, if not. But then there's a guy I met, and he told me he's read the Gita, the Quran, the Bible, and there's a book for Buddhists. I forgot the religious book's name, and also he's read the Guru Granth Sahib in English. And he's like, it's basically the 10 Commandments, right? And all of it comes down to some of these practices that we're doing now, being good and all that. So now it makes sense. These religious books kind of give you character development indirectly. And also, then something happened, like now when that scenario happened where my life flipped with one phone call, or with a phone call. I started believing in God again. And I feel so bad that I'm not doing it of late, but every morning I used to go to the temple. I'm not lying to you, Rajveer. When I sit there for those 2 minutes, I'd go for 2 minutes only. My day would be beautiful. I'll have so much positive energy. And now it makes sense why people really go to the temples, because imagine all their chanting is positive, positive, positive,
Yes.
positive,
So that
positive.
that area just has all that positivity.
And again, even Sadhguru says the aim of life is to be joyful and bliss. And I feel that only for 2 minutes that I'm there, and then after that I'm like, again, life, your daily life happens. But it's you feel energized, man. You feel empowered. You feel like, they say the soul is here, yeah? You feel such beautiful energy and aura within yourself. So I am now religious in terms of, again, up to an extent. I don't do everything. I used to eat meat. I've been vegetarian. I turned vegetarian 6 years ago. But now I understand that was my journey, right? I had to eat meat just till this certain point in my life. And then again, some things they'll tell you that, you only eat at 6 p.m., do this. Some of these things don't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Right?
Those are now the old boundaries of religion that you brought up, that things were made up all those years ago. And now life is like so different. So we should have like an updated version of Hinduism or Sikhism.
True.
Like how to live in 2024 what are we in the 21st century, 22nd? What century are we in?
21st.
That was such a dumb question.
In the 21st century.
Yeah.
But no, I get you. But I think religion also keeps us in check.
It keeps us in check.
Yeah, in terms of our what we've spoken about, our values.
It does keep us in check. I enjoy going to the temple, definitely for that positive energy. There's 2 times in my life where like I've really experienced the benefits of it. There used to be this Sikh youth Makindu.
So I love it.
Makindu?
I love that temple.
Yeah, so basically Sikh Youth Makindu was it was an organization. They would take the kids to Makindu Gurdwara and then teach them all about Sikhism. So this was just a whole fun time as, kids in the Gurdwara for like 3 or 4 nights. You're learning all these things and you're like chanting, and there's so much positive vibration there.
No, that's amazing.
Yeah, and it just like it carries on, and you feel it for the next couple of days, and it's just like, wow, there's just something so different about this. So yeah, super beautiful.
Nice. So coming back to family influence, right? Think of this. Let's start with the great-grandfather. His values will somewhat come to your grandfather, then to your father, and then to you. But again, it's changing depending on one's understanding and the ability to pass it on.
Yeah.
So I feel sometimes some families fail because those values are not brought down, the teachings, and why. There's always this why.
The why needs to be brought down for sure. Yeah. Which a lot of people, you can't force someone to do something without explaining to them why.
Like during my wedding, number one, I was really pressed. And then this guy makes me go around a fire 4 times and it's slow, right? And I'm in my head, I'm like, why am I doing this?
You were pressed during your fairs.
Yeah, man.
Oh, man, that's sad. Like, I feel like one of the things that I'm excited about my wedding, even though I don't know who I'm getting married to, is like the fairas. I think that's such a beautiful freaking moment in the
It's a
entire
moment,
wedding.
yes, but why do we do
and
it?
you were pressed.
Yeah. So the question is why? Okay, fine. Yes, we have to do it because it's like installing a game, right? You have to go through all those steps.
Yeah.
But why?
But why?
Okay, yes, fire is powerful. It's a good symbol,
Doesn't the priest actually explain to you guys? Because I know
These days they don't, unless you
ask them.
Yeah, but I want them to automatically come and tell you why you do such things.
Yeah, they should.
Not so that, dude, not everyone is curious as me and you.
Yeah.
Guys, they're like, okay, of course we have to do it. It has to be done, right? So our parents are happy.
Yeah.
But I want to understand why all this. And now I tell my brother, dude, we are not doing a big wedding for you, brother. You fucking get registered in the
Really?
Yeah, dude. It's too much pressure, man, and you don't know half the things. You know why?
I think you feel that way because you're oppressed, bro. That's what caused the pressure.
Oh, it was so funny, man. So, Raju, let me ask you a question. In life, everyone has a role model.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get inspired by anyone, or
I do.
Okay. I do. Speak more about it, like who it is. Or...
So for the longest time when I started my vlogging career, it was because of someone called Los LeBlanc.
Yeah, I remember.
You know him, yeah. That's so amazing to feel you know him as well. So I remember when, I've always wanted to travel. But like I kind of thought of things here and there that were possibilities of letting me travel, but there was a lot of upfront hard work that I needed to do to actually get to travel. So I was in uni, had my wedding photography career going, and I started watching YouTube videos. So my friend was telling me about this one guy called Fun for Louis. I don't know if you know the guy, the Rasta guy.
The Rasta guy,
yeah.
They were traveling in a van.
Yeah, like, oh, watch this guy's vlogs. It's really cool. Then along with that, he was like, I also heard about Casey Neistat. Yeah, so then that meant like I started watching YouTube videos and got into the world of vlogs. So then I started getting recommended this one video called I Quit. And then I clicked on it. I'm like, what's this all about? So the guy's like, I went to school and I started a job, but I quit my job and I went to start traveling the world. I'm like, this guy's probably trying to send me some sort of Ponzi scheme or something. Put that aside. Went back to normal life. And then that video got suggested to me again. So I'm like, I don't know why. I clicked on it again, and this time I watched the entire video. So Mr. Christian LeBlanc was talking about how he followed his dreams of travel, and he had like nothing to his name, and he moved to Thailand, and all he did was make videos of himself using a GoPro. So that hit me. I was like, I have all this I have all this camera gear because of my wedding photography. I can use it to make videos. So I started watching a lot of his videos and I started mimicking.
Wow.
And I just started getting better and better at my craft. His videos were getting better and I was kind of following behind his footsteps. So I saw this guy as like my inspiration. I wanted to be like him. So my videos were also following suit. And because like I was holding myself to a certain standard, which this guy's standard is
Top
there.
class, yeah.
So I was holding myself to the same standards. A lot of people who were watching my videos in Kenya, they were like, whoa, we've never seen videos like this in Kenya. So then he built an entire course on the business aspect behind being a vlogger. So I bought into the course and I learned so much just about business and this guy's work ethic. And that just like inspired me, man. So a lot of again, the way I do things to this day and age, it's because of that inspiration, that mentorship.
And also number one, you got mentorship. And number two, also you additionally went ahead and now you have a differentiating factor in terms of your work, the quality of your work as well.
Yeah.
May not resonate the same with his, but even yours is really good.
But now I've injected myself into that. And I'm also very proud to say that he's a good friend of mine now.
Yeah, I know. I saw you. He had come here, right? He came to your place.
He came here. So I met him in Thailand.
Oh, nice, beautiful.
Yeah, when I decided, okay, I quit, when it was my time to I quit, I quit dentistry.
You manifested it, huh?
I guess so. So
Indirectly, true.
I quit dentistry, and my first trip was to Thailand, and then I met him in Koh Tao.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was a party, and the guy was there, and I saw him, and I was like, whoa! We became friends. We hung out. He bought me a drink.
So I actually watched your videos very religiously, and then life happened, and then we met again. We reconnected again. But I always remembered that I wrote you as a friend. It was just simple, like he's a friend.
Yeah.
That's it. Like I never thought that we'd ever be sitting here doing this, but your quality of work, number one, exceptional, because no one else is doing that in Nairobi.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to boost your ego, yeah. And also no one's, doing that in Nairobi, the kind of videos that you do, which is good.
Still,
and please don't stop.
No, I mean, I haven't made videos for almost a year now. I feel really bad about it, but I'm in plans to come back better than ever before. Super excited about that. But yeah, it's still so crazy that despite not being in the industry for an entire year, no one's really matched up to what I'm doing, which is crazy. So I think, again, I owe it back to setting myself to standards of someone out there who was setting himself to international world-class standards. And I feel like a lot of people should find inspiration from people who are world-class, not just national class. What about you? Who's been like your greatest inspiration in your life?
So there's this guy called Warren Buffett. I don't know if you know him.
I know Warren Buffett.
So Berkshire Hathaway, right?
Yeah.
Very humble man, very smart. Till today, he uses a flip phone that breaks itself. He's not in touch with the digital world. But that man is smart. He is, number one, very collected. Humility. We've spoken about humility. I'm very big about humility. This man is so rich. He was probably the richest man in the world at a point of time. I think probably 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Till today, he drives an old Jeep. Till today, he's still living in the same house that he's always been living in. Mm-hmm. No bodyguards, no extra, fancy things to show people that you're famous.
By the way, I've found a very huge respect for people who have so much money, but they don't flaunt it in anyone's faces.
Flaunt it, and also they make you feel small indirectly. In terms of, it'll be like materialistic.
No. So I'm talking about, I have a huge respect for people who don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. People who are like, I make $1 million a month, but hey, let's just go and eat at McFry's.
Yeah.
I fucking love people like that, man. It's
McFry's, please sponsor.
Oh, just because we mentioned. Anyways, go on.
Yeah. So Warren Buffett, again, humility, and then number 3 is knowledge, the power of knowledge. He reads for about 8 to 9 hours a day. He wakes up at 5. So for him, knowledge is everything. My nose just... To add on to that, the way I was talking about keeping up with the market, that is something that I picked up from him. That's why now, despite not being in that career, but keeping up with the market is something that I learned from him. That's why even during the current political situation we are in, you've seen I'm very active in knowing what's happening. But then now it came to a point where my mental health was I'll be on X or Twitter or whatever. Yeah. And I'm just looking at updates, and I'm looking at all these conspiracy. I'm like, oh my God, okay, I cannot handle this. Because yes, it affects my life, but I cannot be deep in this. But yeah, one day I want to be president, bro.
You want to be president one day?
Of course.
What?
Yeah, I was telling, because now I'm becoming strong, overall. And
oh, wow. When, have you had this thought for a long time, or?
Yeah, I was like, I can become is it a county? Are we a county?
Yeah, we're a county.
County, yeah. I can become the county's, let's say, leader.
Oh my God. Okay.
And I want to be
cool.
I want to set an example, be corrupt free. This is an idea that I have. Yeah, it comes with its own issues, and
it has its own set of topics and stuff.
And politics is dirty.
Yeah. But wow, that's interesting. I never knew you're that much into politics that you want to be. Have you watched Srikanth?
Shrikant.
Yeah.
It's an.
So there's this guy, he's called Shrikant, right? He was born blind.
Oh yes. I watched it on Netflix. So inspiring.
And it's
so
freaking inspiring. And he's like, I want to be the first visually impaired president. I think that's such a huge and
that was a
impressive. It's an impressive sentence to say.
And
I
very
wanna be
impactful,
president.
right?
Yeah.
Very impactful because
Kudos to you,
even
man.
me, you and I, we ignore. It's not like because we don't participate in volunteering, but we really ignore this, impaired, challenged humans, and because we're so engrossed in our own lives. But that movie was an eye opener, dude. I felt bad for myself, not being part of helping people who are disabled and stuff. So. No, thank you for bringing that up because I think I'm going to definitely.
No, but my point wasn't to make you feel bad. My point was to tell you that I think it's really impressive that you have that courage to say, "Hey, one day I want to be president." That's oh man, that's beautiful, dude. Yeah.
Anything, man, even a leader somewhere that should be nice. But
That's
again,
fun. We're leading.
coming,
We're leading.
Yeah,
hey, yo, chumps, listen to us.
Coming back to Warren Buffett. So think about it. World's richest man, humble, has all the respect I can think of, and his one comment would be so impactful, even if it's in the markets, even if it's teaching people in finance. Wow,
that was
heavy.
Fun.
It was like a therapy session.
But I'd love to keep doing more of this. We'll just come up with. But I'd love to keep doing more of this. We'll just keep coming up with questions. And if you guys have any other questions that you want to hear us answer about our lives, just drop them in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Charlene, thank you for coming up with these questions, man.
Yeah, we called it what? Story time, huh?
Story time.
Story time. Yeah,
story time.
I think the most important thing that we wanted out of these questions is for viewers to understand us better, where we're coming from, and also if we are going to help people by an example, you really need to understand
where we are,
where we're coming from, and please, if there are topics that we've not touched, please, as Raju said, please let us know. DM us if you feel shy on commenting. Just send us a message.
So thank you guys so much for tuning in and hearing about our lives. We hope you guys enjoyed. And if you guys want us to do more episodes like this, just let us know in the comments. And with that, we will see you guys in the next podcast.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Peace.